60 seconds.
We have a minute. What's this?
Zach? Can somebody bolt him to the floor?
Can somebody pull Mr. Johnson out of it? I will.
Oh my god, wait.
40 seconds.
Oh no, I'm scared.
40 seconds.
I'm not doing anything, but I'm scared. I'm literally just...
It did go by really quick. Of course, we were all being idiots for the entirety of it.
I can't wait for this.
30 seconds.
Shelby, can you sit down? I'm shooting video.
Okay, quiet on the set. Unmute mics on 2, Emily.
There is extra time at the countdown.
10.
Yep, I told him.
All right, everybody ready up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 2.
Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you will see the
Ready,
plans
intro,
for
Chris.
the new stadium and the renovations for Carroll's athletic facilities.
Oh yeah.
You'll hear from students and teachers who want successes and how you can avoid falling victim to senioritis.
And you'll get to see several Carroll students and how they are excelling at music.
All that and more coming up next.
Roll intro. Oh no. Oh no. All right, ready camera 2? Ready camera 2 with Studio 415 logo in monitor. What do we have? 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 2. Studio
Welcome
415
to Live
logo.
Studio 415.
Zoom
I'm
in.
Cassie Boney.
Football
And I'm
B-roll.
Steve Kokanine. Carroll's well known for its achievements, more than just academics, but athletics as well.
As numbers rise for attendance to the games, it is time for an upgrade to our athletic
Ready
facilities.
package.
I was able to find out what is in store. Here is my story.
Take package.
A project that has been discussed since the 90s, Carroll High
Chris.
School is planning on
Intro's
finally
down.
taking
All
action
right.
to build a bigger and better football stadium, as well as improving the student parking lot to create an easier flow of traffic. The stadium isn't just improving the field for football athletes, but band, track, soccer, and many more students and adults will benefit from this new stadium.
I'm very excited about the project because the needs, this will hopefully address a lot of the needs that we have in terms of space, functionality. This will become parking, and this will move to here. So you have softball, baseball, soccer, that's the current soccer game field. Then we'll have the track and football field, and then we'll move the practice soccer fields out further west. And then in addition, looking to improve the band practice area and have a second practice field currently, and then asphalt one practice field that will help with when it's rain and cruddy weather.
Not only are the fields being upgraded, but the stadium will provide better concessions, servicing both the football and soccer fields. The old field will be transformed into a parking location that will help with traffic both during games and the school day. Other additions will include locker rooms, bathrooms, a game day
All right,
store,
we have
as
2
well
minutes
as
left.
improving
2
seating
minutes.
for home fans, visiting fans, and the growing Neon Nation.
And we're cognizant of that, so we're working with the designers to try to keep the Neon Nation in mind so that we create a space where they can still keep their group together, cheer the team on, have fun, and do those things that they're currently doing, but in a space that's a more accommodating for them without getting in the way of some of the adults who would prefer to have people sit down so that they could see the game better.
With this being such a large project, obstacles are bound to occur. One known obstacle deals with the new location of the stadium. Being built on the current soccer practice fields, practices will have to be relocated to a new location.
That hopefully we'll be able to stage it in a way that we can create those practice fields early enough where it'll give them some growth time that will allow us to then practice there while the other facilities being built.
A major obstacle that has been an issue since the start is finding the perfect timing and the funds for the project.
This is not something that the school board does not recognize needs to be done. It's a matter of doing it within the means that we have, living within the amount of money that we have available, making sure that our taxpayers are not overburdened.
It will be anywhere between $20 to $24 million and will be paid by taxpayer money, hopefully keeping the overall tax rate the same or lower, with it all depending on the overall cost of the expansion. Due to the project being about 20 years in the making, many have been able to have a role in the project.
And our architects have done a nice job of synthesizing through these things to make sure that we still have a coherent project that doesn't look piecemeal, but comes together and has a flow to it to make it look like it was all planned by one person, but it was really the ideas of many, many people.
In May, legal steps will be taken as the community will gather
right, quiet
together
on the
to
set.
hear about the project. Then the 1st of July, the final schedule will be completed and the athletic facility
10.
upgrades and the new stadium will be ready to begin.
If the school board approves the plans, the district hopes that this
5,
field will be the home for a new
4,
football stadium.
3,
For Studio 415,
2,
I'm Cassie Boney.
1. Take camera 2.
Open land, student passing periods, and cornfields. All are everyday parts of our lives, but how might a foreigner react to these aspects?
For 2 weeks this
Ready
month,
Japan
76
package.
Japanese exchange students experienced Fort Wayne and Garrett. Studio 415 reporter Olivia Haggard brings us more on their experiences in the exchange program.
Roll, Packy.
For the last 50 years, Yamate Gakuen
All right,
High
how much time
School
do we
has
have?
been sending its entire junior class to America and Canada.
4
Since
minutes.
April 2017, Carroll has been receiving and hosting some of these students. Yamate Gakuen is located in Kanagawa Prefecture near Yokohama. Through an exchange program, they send their junior class to various schools around Canada and the United States. The students are separated by homerooms of about 40. Garrett and Carroll recently hosted 2 homerooms. When they arrived, they were greeted by a welcome speech by Principal Brandon Bidding. Afterwards, Yamate's principal and a student gave speeches thanking Carroll and Garrett. While in America, the students of Yamate Gakuen were able to experience many aspects of American life. They attended several events such as a Tin Caps game, a night at Crazy Pins, a tour of Fort Wayne including the Old Fort, the Botanic Garden, Coney Island, and DeBrands, and a cookout. But each student's visit tends to be very different from another because of having different host families.
Then their host families just take them all over the place. So some of them get to go to Chicago, some of them get to go to Indianapolis, some of them just stay in Fort Wayne and enjoy what we have here.
In addition to their many excursions, the students put together a Japanese culture night for the hosts and others. There, in Garrett High School's gym, they showed off several parts of Japanese culture such as origami, calligraphy, kendama, and kimonos. After everyone was able to walk around, they put on a performance showcasing their various clubs like karate, kendo, choir, and dancing. But those involved don't just get a culture night out of this experience.
I think it's really great for Carroll because it brings diversity into the community, and students get to talk to someone from 6,000 miles away and just a totally different culture. And they may not be taking Japanese, but they can interact with someone from a different country and learn something new.
It's also just a really good cultural experience. I'm hoping to gain knowledge of other cultures and places around the world, get out of my sphere a little bit. It's really good.
I think what I have gained most from this experience is learning about our, like American culture melding with other cultures.
The process for choosing host families is a tough and involved one. Japanese and English teacher Laura Semba was tasked with finding roughly 20 host families as the students stay in pairs. After a lot of paperwork, many announcements, and even home visits by Semba herself, there were enough hosts to give the students a great experience in America. But hosts are not required to know Japanese fluently or even any Japanese at all, resulting in several language barrier challenges. But the hosts assert that those challenges are good ones.
Yeah, it forces you to slow down and listen to what somebody is about to say. And I've learned a couple new words in Japanese, and I'm sure they've learned a little bit more English, so it's just an interesting experience.
Communicating with my students it's pretty fun because anything that I can't say in Japanese, they can generally say in English or vice versa. But if we just hit a roadblock, we can make up our own sign language and work it out.
There are many differences between Japan and America, making it a great place for the students of Yamate to live in a completely unique environment compared to their own. The students easily took note of these differences, finding some favorites among them.
American people is very friendly, talk me very much.
I like American food.
America is wider than Japan.
30, quiet on set.
I like bed. In Japan, I sleep on the futon, so American bed is very soft.
And when asked if they enjoyed America, they all gave the same resounding answer.
Yes, I like America.
Yeah.
Yes, very
10.
much. Yeah.
In late July, Carroll and Garrett will be sending their groups to Japan to make their own
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 2.
From the first time entering the freshman center to their final walk off the graduation stage, Carroll's students learn and gain life experience in their 4 years of high school education.
Through highs and lows of sports,
Ready, camera
clubs,
1 with title for
classes, and
Katie.
jobs, students have a wide variety of aspects to spread their time. Studio 415 reporter Katie Gloyd explores how a few Carroll students have figured out how to be successful.
Take camera 1, ready package.
We interviewed Carroll students with different passions and stories to find out what success means to them. Here's what I found out.
Take package.
The students of Carroll High School are offered dozens of classes, 18 sports, and 48 clubs to join. Students today are able to partake in college-level AP classes, take on extracurricular activities, and work in jobs to their schedules. Balancing their lives with so many opportunities, students have to find out what is important for their personal goals and ambitions.
Okay, yeah, if anybody wants to take a nap.
My name is Peyton Manell, and I am a part of the Carroll High School baseball team. Being successful to me really just means being able to be better at something now than you were previously in the past. Being able to overcome something that you have previously had trouble with is just being successful to me, because you're just overcoming something that you never thought you would.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Sagan, and I like being a good person. I think that success is doing your best at whatever you can do to the best of your ability, while also appreciating and having a good time while you're doing it.
My name is Carson Bull. I'm a senior at Carroll High School, and I am a musician, a lead guitarist and lead vocalist of the band Overlook, and a part-time student. I think success is defined by, I think it was when I was at my brother's graduation, Joel Byman gave his valedictorian speech, and I think I completely agreed with him. I think success is completely defined off what your version of success is.
Though students may have different definitions for success, all students have to choose which opportunities to take. As more and more opportunities are offered in life, students are required to make sacrifices to prioritize what they care about.
This is my first year in Champions Together. I made myself more busy because I wanted to be a part of those kids' lives and interact with them and just affect their lives the way that they're affecting mine.
Soccer takes a lot of time up, and also studying takes a lot of time up, and then student council takes a ton of time as well. So it's just a balancing act of making sure you have priorities and what's most important, what's second important, and like also having time for friends and family as well.
If you feel like you're stuck at a fork in the road, or you got two paths and you don't really know which one to choose, I wouldn't rush into anything. I felt like I wanted to quit swimming for about my entire sophomore year, as bad as that sounds, but I mean, I put a lot of time into thinking about it and really just kind of looked both ways about the options. And then finally, I kind of was like, why am I focusing on which one's the better option? Which I should just focus on which one actually makes me happy and which one actually gets me out of bed in the morning.
Many of the faces and images of today's successful people are billionaires, celebrities, and sports stars. What the media does not show on the surface was the journey required to get there. Every student starts somewhere, and it is their journey that helps define their success in high school.
I think this whole journey of high school is just me trying to figure out like who I am more day to day. Like, I've discovered I really like learning, and I've discovered I really like soccer, and I've discovered I really like pushing myself and meeting new people and being inspired by what they do and their life stories.
So basically, family, academics, and athletics, that's kind of just a big circle. Being able to have all those circles point arrows in towards you is really overwhelming, but at the same time, they all work together just to make you the better person that you are.
As students who have gone through 4 years of football games, core classes, and whatever high school has taken them through, our seniors give advice on how to make the most of high school.
For me, like even being a musician, my success isn't, in my opinion, isn't defined off my music. It's what kind of person I am at the end of the day. Like, am I a musician? I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm a friend to other people. Like, that's the stuff that truly matters, like what kind of person I actually am. And that music falls under that, and that's what really just kind of, it's all like a blend of it, you know?
Don't overcommit yourself too much.
90 seconds.
A lot of times I want to do everything, and beyond that, and I've just realized that I can't physically do everything without sacrificing some aspect of myself that I don't want to leave out.
No matter who's working hard and who's not working hard, that you're always putting the most effort into everything, because the harder you work, the more that you're going to get out of it. And it's not just about impressing that one person, that one teacher, that one coach. It's about actually impressing yourself and being happy with yourself. Because if you're happy with yourself, then you're going to be happy the rest of your high school career.
Leslie Clark, currently Carroll's AP US history teacher, has taught students for 25 years. Investing in her students academically, she wants her students to know how to empathize with the world and understand what is going on around them. Her passion to teach is founded from the success of her students.
And success really also has to do with the fact that you really did achieve it by your own hard work. You did it honestly, and you did it with open mind and heart, and that you were willing to engage. Recognize that your self-worth has a lot to do with the fact that you're authentically a wonderful person. You have your own God-given talents. Work hard to express them and to remember that you have something to give to those around you.
Seeking guidance, finding
5,
balance, and
4,
perspective.
3,
Help you find success
2,
in high school. For Studio
1.
415, I'm Katie Gloyd.
Take camera 2.
With each passing day, the year inches closer to its end, bringing the graduation day in sight.
Ready,
All the
senioritis,
while,
Becky.
as the number of days shorten, an illness begins to consume the student body, taking their motivation with it.
As the number of victims increase, Studio 415 reporter Katie Zimmerman takes a deeper look at what has this disease spreading.
Roll, Packy.
It's known that as the school year's end draws closer, students become less interested in the events and assignments given to them in class. This lack of motivation can easily be traced back to the life-sucking illness known as senioritis. Senioritis is an affliction characterized by the decline in motivation or performance, mainly by seniors nearing the end of their high school, college, or graduate school careers. There are many students that have experienced this motivation-sucking disease, such as Carroll High School senior student Bethany Kaler.
There are times when I'll be up at night and I'll realize, oh crap, I have homework. But then I'll just say, hey, I don't want to do it, and then I don't. So I just kind of give up, and it's fine.
Though technically, anyone from any grade level can lose their motivation to work, especially near the end of the year. The idea of senioritis is not entirely the same. Instead, it's the lack of motivation in the graduating year level, who will be leaving their high school or college careers and moving on, rather than just moving up a grade. This illness can make students do a multitude of things and have some of the most straightforward symptoms. Teacher Willie Clements and senior Bethany Kaler give us some insight on how exactly senioritis affects people.
Distraction, they're not terribly focused all the time on what they ought to be doing. The computers are a big distraction for some.
Turning in assignments half done and skipping school, not caring generally.
Based on questions answered by senior CHS students, it was found that senioritis could possibly take effect during 2 times of the year, one being at or near the end of first semester, and the second time being at the end of second semester. Though the effects during the time of second semester are more prominent than during first semester, due to the fact that it's much closer to the end of the year. According to psychologist Carl E. Pickart, senioritis is less of an actual illness and more of a developmental and social issue. It's a decrease in the motivation that makes priority attention to studies harder to give. The need to enjoy time with friends becomes more urgent. Tolerance to parental demands is significantly less, and it stimulates the desire to start celebrating graduation early as the long goodbye of K-12 education unfolds.
The best way to combat senioritis is to get ahead of everything and
4,
get your work done as soon as you get it.
3,
Studio
2,
415,
1.
I'm Katie Zimmerman.
Take camera 2.
After leaving the scene many years back, the newspaper class was officially revived 2 years ago.
However, due to a lack of enrollment,
Ray,
the
newspaper,
class was
Packy.
forced to make a change from previous years.
Studio 415 reporter Chris Jones attended class and got the scoop.
Take Packy.
Carroll has dozens of various selected classes for students to take. There is such a wide variety, in fact, that many, like journalism and newspaper, are not very well known. Despite both courses being only 2 years old, they already face one major problem: student sign-up. Traditionally in journalism, students start the year by learning about their right to the freedom of speech through the First Amendment. Then they learn what a newspaper reporter actually does and the process of interviewing people. Meanwhile, newspaper kids spend their time in class writing various articles for Carroll's digital paper, The Charger Online. It was due to a lack of enrollment that journalism's curriculum was forced to take a different turn. Both journalism and newspaper were merged into one class, 2 courses in one period, each taught separately by the same teacher. The classes now both are assigned with writing articles for the Charger Online. However, teaching 2 classes during one period has posed as a problem for newspaper and journalism advisor Noel Beckley. It's because of this drastic change that some journalism students, like Mackenzie Slofer, find that the class has not met expectations.
I thought I'd get more interaction with the teacher, but he seems to do newspaper more than journalism, and if I need him, he's with journalism, newspaper.
Even though Slofer thinks that Beckley focuses more on one side of the class, the problem only arises due to separate deadlines amongst the classes. During first semester, Beckley tried to give separate assignments for both classes, though it had proved to be too much. This had left him with the current option of merging classes and changing the assignments.
I knew the alternative was not have a paper, and that wasn't an alternative that I was willing to, that I didn't want to entertain. It is difficult to do, both and give them both the time that they deserve, because I miss teaching the journalism class.
This merger points out just how much a class can be forced to change when it faces a lack of enrollment. The main problem being, if a class does not have enough students signed up, it can be canceled altogether and may even disappear for a few years.
As it currently stands, the 2 classes will split up again
4,
next year, allowing for them
3,
to return back to normal.
2,
for Studio 415,
1.
I'm Chris Jones.
Take camera 2.
Many Carroll students contribute to the ever-changing industry.
Ready, camera 1 with Zach's title.
Classes at school.
Studio 415 reporter Zach Kern joins us in the studio after listening in to the current stage of 3 particular groups around Carroll.
Take camera 1.
I got
Ready
an insight
package.
on these aspiring
We told him
musicians'
not to do
dedication to the art and just how they intend to build a name for themselves.
Roll Packy.
It's no secret that everyone has their personal sense
Peak
of
is
fashion,
audio.
literature, and
This
especially
package
music.
that's student
With the
spotlight.
music industry
And then
changing and growing
All right,
exponentially,
3:30.
these Carroll students are looking to build a following for themselves early. Formed roughly 2 years ago due to success and popularity gained from performing at the fashion shows, the band Off Time consists of junior students Maya de Gracias, Luke Stockel, ZZ Coconine, Sam Collins, and Zach Kern. Lead guitarist Luke Stockel explains the overall dynamic of the group.
Off Time is a jazz combo, so we play a lot of jazz stuff. We also do rock covers and pop covers. We're available for hire. We're playing at the fashion show this spring, and we hope to get some grad parties.
With each member having extensive knowledge and experience as jazz musicians, Off Time is able to perform a variety of genres including rock, funk, Latin, and jazz. The group promotes positivity as they believe strong bonds are essential to success.
We have great chemistry in our group because we're all friends. We have been for a long time, and we play together in a number of groups, so we just take everything that we know and we put it together.
Off Time is excited to headline once again at the Spring Fashion Show and also is booked for numerous graduation parties this summer.
Why does that not surprise me at all? Doesn't surprise me.
Unlike Off Time, these next Carroll students look to forward a career through a more independent way and on their own.
I can hear Mr. Johnson.
Staying motivated from her desire of becoming a worship pastor, junior student Kaylee Drury both covers and writes original music. Gaining experience from involvement in her church worship group, she primarily uses her skills playing piano in hopes that her music will make an impact in the community.
I like to write songs that people can relate to and connect to, so whether it's love, heartbreak, just anything about life, I just feel like those are pretty easy to connect to. And even life choices and decisions and things that have happened to me, I can write a little bit on that too.
Much like Kaylee, junior student Cameron Yamas also takes inspiration through putting pen to paper by expressing personal life experiences. Also intending to learn guitar later on, he hopes to further his concept of music and produce more complex songs. Cam appreciates all the support as he recalls a pivotal moment that motivates him to progress.
The reason why I make music is because a lot of the time, it helps me personally. It's almost therapeutic for me, just to sit down and get all these feelings out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Also intending to learn guitar later on, he hopes to further his concept of music and produce more complex songs. Cam appreciates all the support as he recalls a pivotal moment that motivates him to progress.
but I've had people tell me that like one of the songs that I made really made them cry and like made them like feel better. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that would ever happen. It was like some chick in my English class.
If you'd like to support and listen to any of these groups,
5,
search them via
4,
YouTube or Instagram.
3,
For Studio
2,
415,
1.
I'm Zach Kern.
Take camera 2.
We have Gabe Schiller back again for the second installment of Studio Spotlight.
His mission is to randomly
Ready,
draw a
Packy.
student from Carroll and find out what their story is. Today he brings us sophomore Anderson Walakeva.
Roll, Packy. Hello and welcome to Studio Spotlight. I am Gabe Schiller. I'm here today with Anderson Walakeva. It's nice to meet you. How you doing?
Doing great. Nice to meet you too.
All right. What grade level are you?
Sophomore.
What is your either your happiest memory or like the funniest thing you can think of right off the top of your head?
We did 60s week in 8th grade, and we were doing this musical performance thing, and my group was doing, it was like a lip sync, and we're dancing to it too in front of the whole entire 8th grade class. And our lip sync song was I Feel Good by James Brown. And if you watch that, like his music video, at the end of it, he does the splits. So what I did in the thing was like the first time ever, I jump up in the air and I do the splits in front of everybody. It sort of hurt, but like, you know, had adrenaline pumping through me.
What accomplishment are you most proud of and why?
I'm most proud of a pick six I had during the Battle of the Boulder game in 8th grade. To seal the game.
Can you describe the environment in the game that allowed you to get the pick six?
We practiced stopping this one play during the whole week. It was a screen pass to the receiver.
He plays football.
And I saw the way the receiver was acting, the way his stance was, and I knew the ball was going to be coming. Like I knew the play was coming. So instead of usually just waiting for the receiver, like how we're taught to cover, I came in hot, and when the quarterback got the ball and started to throw it, because the play is meant to be a really quick play, the ball was thrown directly at me. I picked it off, and I ran all the way 70 yards for a touchdown.
How do you deal with negative emotions?
When I'm in a bad mood, I usually like to work out or something like that. But if that's not available to me, if I'm feeling a certain way, I like to write. Sometimes I'll write poems or something. I don't know.
You kind of mentioned that like if you were to get into like professional football, you'd want to give back into something through volunteer work. Do you have any idea what that is as of now, or do you have like any kind of group of things that you would like to do?
Probably help out like inner city schools. Because I know from like experience, there's like good people that are in like a bad situation in their school system. I experienced it a little bit firsthand, like throughout elementary school, how like good students, like straight A kids and whatever, would be like pulled down by other people because of the situation they were just in.
What person has given you the best piece of advice that you kind of try and live your life by?
I don't have really a person, but I like to look at motivational like quotes sometimes in my free time. And my favorite one is it's not a bad, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. So it just helps me get over like things, like something that happened in the day. It's just like we can get over it.
5, 4, 3,
For Studio
2,
415,
1.
I'm Gabe Schiller.
Take camera 2. Studio 415 logo.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching.
Zoom out.
If you have a story idea for us to cover,
Ready, fade to black and
let us
credits.
And if there's an event you would like covered, please tell us in advance.
know. From all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.
Roll credits.
Watch the news unfold. Gather ready, don't moment.